Hey everyone, it's Savannah Beachwave and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's been about a month since I made a video and I'm super sorry about the long wait. There's been a lot of things going on and I'm gonna sit down and make this really simple video explaining everything. So in December of 2017, I started my first riding club, Silverglade Saddles. And I loved it. I created a website from scratch all by myself. I coded the Discord, I made everything, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite things. I was so proud of how everything turned out, and it was just amazing. Through Silverglade Saddles, I met so many amazing people and made so many lifetime friendships that I'm never gonna forget. I remember my biggest flaw with Silverglade Saddles was when I was going into it, it was my first realistic roleplay club that I had ever had. I had owned dressage clubs in the past that grew pretty large. But the thing was, I was fully in control, and it was up to me to organize everything and be there, and I wasn't really there. So I took a lot of breaks, and I had to give it up a couple times, but I was always consistently trying my hardest. That club lasted about 2 years. I only ended it over the summer of this year. I took off about a month from running my own club and having a team to organize just because I think I needed a break. And that's when my dearest friend in the entire world, Jennifer Mountain Daughter, came to me and she asked if we wanted to go in on a club together, and I was so happy. Throughout the life of Silverglade Saddles, Jennifer had been in and out of the club. She never really decided if she wanted to fully be a part of it because there were just so many other aspects, and then she would want to be in a club and then it would become too overwhelming and then she would have to leave and then she would come back. So it was very on and off. So, long story short, eventually over the summer, we went in on Northern Hunters Association together. In the beginning of Northern Hunters Association, I knew that I was going to be more involved than Jennifer was just because she's very busy and I'm better at kind of managing my time to where I know what I can do and what I can't do. So there would be times where we would have lessons and I would know if I wasn't going to be there multiple days in advance, but then I would insist on Jennifer doing it and then she would tell me she could, and then a couple minutes later she would cancel. And that's nobody's fault. We all have lives and that's understandable. So that's when we decided to have our another great friend, Emily Fire Valley, come in as another partner, but instead of as an owner, as a riding instructor. This would make it easier for us to manage our time equally between three people, taking different lessons, different dates. Everything would be so much more organized. Another one of my faults in Silverglade Saddles was I was trying to do lessons every single day, but that's just not realistic because no one has the time for that. Not even our members, not even our owners. It just wasn't really smart to do, and that was one of my biggest faults. We designed a completely new website for Northern Hunters Association. We made a business email and a new Discord, and everything was so much more organized, and I felt like I was finally fully in control. Northern Hunters Association grew so much quicker than I expected it to. I thought that it was going to be a long, gradual period before we had this big enough group to start actually participating in shows and big clinics and everything. But we skyrocketed between the first video that I made, a part of Northern Hunters Association, and this video. When I had Silverglade Saddles, there was a lot of rise and fall. We immediately skyrocketed to the top, and we were one of the top realistic roleplay clubs on Pumpkin Meadow at the time. Then I took a couple breaks due to a very devastating death in my family, and we kind of fell out. And I don't blame anybody for that. I knew that there were some things that I had to get over before I could be there for other people, and that's just how it works. Sometimes you have to take time for yourself to come back even stronger than before. A couple months into Northern Hunters Association, we were consistently a big club. We grew immediately. And then I started noticing some changes in Jennifer. She wasn't exactly too enthusiastic about the club. We were kind of always talking about doing stuff and then we would never get around to it. And right after we took it, I went on this big vacation for about 2 weeks. So I was pretty absent and it was all on her shoulders. Eventually, Jennifer decided that it was too stressful for her having school starting in a couple of weeks and having to deal with homework and family and all of this stuff. She just couldn't be on and she couldn't help out the way that she should, and she didn't want to let me down. So she might as well have walked away completely instead of giving me a false sense of hope, and that's exactly what she did. Jennifer never abandoned me. We went off of this together, and I pretty much knew in the back of my head that I would probably end up being in it for a longer time than she did, just because I have these commitment issues where when I start something, I have to see it through. I mean, Silverglade Saddles, there were so many times when I thought about ending, but that club lasted for 2 years, and I was so happy. I knew Jennifer was just leaving for her own personal well being, and I respected that. And when she was here, it was amazing. And when she's gone, it's still going to be amazing. There's going to be some struggles having it be only on my shoulders, but I think I can handle it. And that is exactly the reason that I went on my break. I was trying to push myself to make all these videos and do all these things with my club all into this short period of time. And I thought that I was going to be able to do it because Jennifer was going to be with me and Emily was going to be with me. And I thought 3 people is better than 1, even though I have more responsibilities than they're going to have. I thought that I would be able to push through, and then just wasn't realistic, and I shouldn't have been so naive. So I took a break to reprioritize, get past the first couple weeks of school, get through the hard stuff, and then I got sick. Right as I was about to film my video, I got sick again, and channel and with Silverglade Saddles and Northern Hunters Association for the long run. I started this channel about 2 years ago, but then I kind of flaked out on it. I probably have the weakest immune system on planet Earth. I have just always been that way ever since I was a baby. I've just had the worst immune system. If you sneeze within 5 feet of me, I don't care if you're sick. I'm still going to get sick because of your sneeze. And also, when I get sick, it lingers for a long time. So I'll get through the hard part and then it'll just kind of be lingering there. So I'll have the sniffles, I'll have the sore throat. One day my voice will be there, the next day it won't. So it's just really inconsistent. So I'll wake up thinking I'm going to film, and then I don't want to sound like a grandma into your ear. So I'm not going to make a video if I can't talk, and also if it's painful. So then I got over that cold, but it was still kind of lingering. And then a couple weeks ago, I went to the doctor and I had a double ear infection and a sinus infection, so I couldn't film again. But now I'm finally here. So now you guys know backstory on Northern Hunters Association and Silverglade Saddles and the struggles that it is, because I've always said that things are different to the people that are actually in them. So maybe to members, they just see maybe I'm an inconsistent club owner. But there were a lot of things going on. Like I said before, we went through a really big death in my family, and I don't really think I fully came back from it until probably around a couple months ago. So I felt like I was kind of just there, but I wasn't really involved like I should have. And I never wanted this to feel like a job, because that was one issue. If I was physically having to push myself to get up and make videos, no one's going to want to watch me suffer. With all of that out of the way, I would like to say that we are back. Northern Hunters Association is open. Please be applying consistently. I'm going to be accepting a lot of members. I remember when Jennifer was a part of the club, it was very strict, but now I kind of wanted to be a little more loose and a little more fun, and we're going to do a lot more shows and a lot more clinics, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to do lessons once a week, and then shows alternating every weekend, or clinics alternating any weekend. Also, we are looking for new riding instructors, so please, please, please apply for riding instructors. During the entire course of Northern Hunters Association, nobody applied for a riding instructor, but we would really appreciate it. I'm going to be mostly doing all of the group lessons, but riding instructors are supposed to schedule their own private lessons, and if of course I cannot make a lesson, I would ask a certain riding instructor to take over. I think that's about all that I'm going to talk about for today. Thank you all so much for watching and sticking with me throughout this. All of my social medias will be linked in the description, as well as our Discord and our website. I will see you guys all next time. Love you guys. Bye.